something wasn't being closed when you actually tried to close the decision in the first place. Meaning, when we make decisions, we are usually doing that with our minds, right? Our minds is amazing at this. Of course, that's what a strange thing to say, Chris. Sure, I hear you. But here's the thing. Your mind is stuck inside the body, regardless if you like it or not, and they are highly connected through nervous systems or whatever. Doesn't really matter. But here's the catch. When our mind feels like that we have closed the decision, but our body is saying no, there is something lingering, our mind cannot get rid of it because it keeps coming back. It keeps coming back because something that your mind should have considered wasn't. That's as simple as that. So what do you do with this? Well, simply, if you are stuck in having the same old decision coming back to you, why did I make that choice? Or something similar, well, that's your sign. What was it that had caused this sort of friction? Because there's a little bit of friction there. Not really a problem, honestly, but a friction between your mind and your body. Now, with that, how can we reverse engineer this, right? How can we go back to the moment when the decision happened to sort of identify what was going on? And I get it, sometimes that's super hard, fair enough. But if you practice this, it actually isn't that hard at all. It's all about just reflection. Simple reflection, no crazy thing, no intense journaling needed to happen. All you got to do is just look at the situation. What would potentially have been something that my body was trying to tell me, or that I just picked up on but didn't really notice? Because sometimes we are very smart bodies. We're amazing at picking up micro expressions and all these kind of things in the moment, in others, or whatever detail else we noticed. That detail may be the exact reason. Let's say you make a decision that you're going to employ this person to your company, and it felt great. Like, ticked all the boxes, the perfect hire. But in the end of the day, you still will keep on thinking like, should I maybe employed someone else? And it might just be so that you're overthinking, and absolutely that was the right call to go, right? But it could also be the case that you picked up on something that you just couldn't explain, and maybe there is no need to explain it, but maybe that would have been your clue to asking another question to this person. And as soon as you realize this, that this is how it works, you're in charge. You can use what came to the surface in that moment. What was that detail you may have noticed that you didn't ask a question about? So the more we do this, the more we understand our own internal signals, if you like, the more in charge you are, and the more you can do with that, that helps you the way you may need to be helped in the moment. And that's how we go full circle. Now we suddenly know and understand why a decision was replaying in our mind. Why did we come back to that choice over and over again? Going through, like, you visualize, you see the situation while you're eating. You see the situation playing out, and you're thinking, how did this come into my mind again? I thought about it at lunch. I thought about it yesterday, last week, even a month ago. Well, if you shouldn't have employed the person you did employ, or whatever else decision it was, you probably find out over time. So this is your clue to start paying attention to what your body is trying to tell you, not from some kind of woohoo perspective of you need to be very aligned with your body and in tune with everything that it does. No, it's way more practical than that. All it is, it's clues. And then you can still choose. Was it relevant? Can I take an action on this as simple as asking a question? Try something different. Then you don't have to worry about this being a problem at all. It's just another tool in your toolbox to make real decisions that you can stand behind and move on. So the mind loop closes when the decision was actually made and not a month later or 2 years later